I would like to call this village board meeting of Thursday, February 19th, 2026 to order. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Trustee Schmidt?
Here.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Here.
Trustee Light?
Here.
Trustee Meritato?
Here.
Trustee Matrasco?
Here.
Trustee Viacon?
Here.
Madam Mayor Gianelli?
Here. Tonight, the Marquardt School District 15 will be leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I invite you friends to come on up. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I would now like to recognize the members of the Marquardt School District 15 and their leader, Ms. Mansky. Thank you so much for joining us. And we did have a little pep talk before the meeting, community, and the children just got done. Aside from joining us in the Pledge of Allegiance, thank you and well done, children. They just got done practicing in the hallway for gracing us with a song now today. So, surprise, kids. That beautiful song that you just sang for me, would love for you to share with the community.
Gadeamus, 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 hodie. Gadeamus, gadeamus, hodie. Gadeamus, gadeamus, hodie. Gadeamus, 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 hodie, hodie.
Yeah. Good job, kiddos. And Ms. Mansky, thank you so much. If you wouldn't mind, Ms. Mansky, could you introduce the kids?
Sure. We've got an array of 6th, 7th, and 8th graders singing all together in our choir. We have Aiden and Anna, Francesca, Valeria, Camilla, Arabella, Caitlin, Aubrey, and then Alexis.
Wonderful, thank you.
So,
And that beautiful
thank you.
song, can you tell us about it?
Gaudeamus hodie is Latin for Obi joyful, Obi jubilant. So,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Well, you are joyful and jubilant.
you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We
Thank you
appreciate it
so
very
much.
Board, let's take a picture with the students.
It's time for you to go.
You guys did amazing. Or I should say, ladies and gentlemen. No, they're the gentlemen. I said 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you, kiddos.
Mansky, you are still doing amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. I do have to say, all the very best people go to a Glendale Heights school, and Marquardt is one of our very favorites and very best. I agree. Okay, so we are going to move on now to petitions and communications. Trustee Viacon.
Thank you, Mayor. Welcome, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for being here tonight and for those watching at home. My board report is very simple. I was able to attend the Sweetheart Dance for the father and daughter. That was excellent. I want to say thank you so much for everyone who put that together. And that's pretty much it. The only other thing is that the weather now is breaking really good, and I was able to hang out at Camera Park. So I usually hang out at the park with my kids. So if you ever need to stop by and say hello, come and say hello to me. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Matrasco.
Hello, good evening, everyone. So we had our second Capital Vision meeting last night. Very, very informative, and definitely encourage everyone to come out if you do have an opportunity. One other thing I do want to mention is Coffee with the Mayor. I don't know if everyone knows about it, when it is, but it's the first Saturday of every month. I'm only bringing it up now because we won't have a meeting before then. it's getting to the point that it's so packed that we're asking about possibly finding a bigger place, which is amazing. That's a great problem to have. Keep coming, because then that's going to help us be able to move to a bigger location. And it also gives you the opportunity to have your voice there too.
Thank you, Trustee. Trustee Meritato?
Oh, thank you, Mayor. I really don't have too much to say. A couple complaints. I was out walking this weekend, talking to a lot of residents and taking their Christmas lighting down. And they said that on the whole, that we're doing a good job, so they're happy. The meetings ain't as wild as they used to be.
No.
That's no entertainment. They also said, how's the mayor doing?
Oh.
And I said, she's doing good. She asked me about the new trustees, and I said, men's at men's.
So can you
I
define
said, no,
entertainment?
I said, they're doing good.
Pat,
That's all I have before.
You mentioned entertainment. Can you define entertainment?
Oh, I can't, no, you don't want to go into that, do you?
Not this time, no, no. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Clerk Darlin?
Thank you, Mayor. Hello, everyone. I did a few things this week. Today we had trivia, though we did not win. But I really do ask you guys to come out to the senior center. I cannot tell you all the great programs we have. I see you smiling back there. I did a clerks meeting this week. We discussed new FOIA rules, that kind of stuff to keep us all updated. I did the Alumni Police Academy. Any of you guys who are looking for something to do, you can ask Chief. He'll tell you we are the best police department in the whole entire state.
True.
And we offer a police academy, and it starts in September, right, Chief? Okay.
On Wednesdays.
If, you know what, you guys can sign up online for that. It's an awesome program. We did Capital Vision, and I did a few things with our residents this week. That was it.
Wonderful, thank you, Clerk. Trustee Schmidt?
No report.
Thank you, sir. Trustee, oh my gosh, I almost just called you by your first name. Trustee
No,
Siddiqui, thank you, sir.
That's fine. I don't have report, but I do gonna share Capital Visions Committee at the Committee on the Whole. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Light?
Okay, we had coffee with the mayor, which is a fantastic, as was said, it was a great turnout. I think we do need a bigger location because we have great residents. Capital Vision Committee was a wonderful, actually, it was a really good start for a second meeting. We're doing very good with that, and I look forward to the outcome. And then just a few resident complaints that I had handled over the week. That was about it.
Thank you, Trustee. Well, good evening, community. I want to wish a blessed Ramadan and Lenten season for all who celebrate. I pray that our this special time in our lives brings you and your family peace. I also want to just share ahead of this Saturday, our strategic plan workshop is scheduled for this Saturday at the golf course. It is a working meeting, it is a public meeting, and I do invite and encourage our community to attend. But it is definitely a working meeting where we're gonna spend the entire day together talking through what the strategic plan is for the Village of Glendale Heights. And this is exactly what the work of this board is meant to be doing, is working through what are the needs, what are the wants, how do we fund it, and then how do we ultimately help bring about the change that we all deserve and that we all are here to provide. So very much looking forward to our strategic plan workshop this Saturday. All right, we are going to move on to community announcements. Village Administrator Doug Flynn.
Thank you, Mayor. Coffee and chat with the village president and board. The next coffee and chat with the village president and board will be Saturday, March 7th at Lyndon Jackson Center for Senior Citizens from 10 a.m. to noon. If you aren't able to attend and have any comments, suggestions, or questions for the village president or village board, please call the village president's office anytime at 630-909-5302 or contact your local district trustee.
Assistant Village Administrator Jenny Maltas.
Register today for the village's e-newsletter. On the first Monday of each month, the village will email you information regarding the month ahead with news from the Village of Glendale Heights, various programs, events, and other important information. To register, please visit the village's website at glendaleheights.org. If you have any questions, please contact the Public Relations Division at 630-909-5350.
Thank you. Director of Community Development Jason Enberg.
Thank you. With the spring season right around the corner, the Village of Glendale Heights would like to remind residents that many projects in and around the house may require a permit. Common projects needing a permit include work on decks, sheds, patios, reciting of your house and re-roofing. We'd also like to remind you to not pay your contractor until they contact community development to ensure all work is up to code. If you're not sure if your project requires a permit or if you need to apply for one, please contact the Community Development Department at 630-260-6030.
Thank you. Chief Pappas.
Thank you, Mayor. The Glendale Heights Police Department, the Village of Glendale Heights, and the Kiwanis Club of Glendale Heights are proud to introduce the Raising Flag to New Heights program. As part of this fundraising initiative, village staff and volunteers will be installing 3-foot by 5-foot American flags at registered Glendale Heights homes for the 5 designated holidays: Memorial Day, Flag Day, Independence Day, Patriots Day, and Veterans Day. The annual fee is $50 with benefits going to the Kiwanis Club of Glendale Heights and supporting the maintenance of the flags. If you have any questions or to register for Raising Flags to New Heights program, please contact Tanya Mackel at 630-909-5459 or visit www.glendaleheights.org.
Thank you, Chief. Director of Leisure Services, Keith Knauts.
Thank you, Mayor. Register today for the all-new Inter-Village Co-ed Youth Volleyball League. This new league will include a 5th and 6th grade division and a 7th and 8th grade division. Practices will begin the week of March 23rd, and all home games will take place at the Sports Hub. This new Inter-Village League will compete against teams from Addison, Bartlett, Carroll Stream, and Streamwood. Registration is $99 for residents and $109 for non-residents. For more information, please contact Eric at 630-260-6060.
Thank you. Director of Public Works, Jeff McCumber.
Thank you, Mayor. The Village of Glendale Heights would like to remind residents of the parking regulations within the village during snowfall. There is no parking allowed on village streets designated as a snow route for 24 hours after a snowfall of 1 inch or more. There is no parking allowed on any village street for 24 hours after a snowfall of 2 inches or more, and there is no parking allowed on any village street for 72 hours after a snowfall of 5 inches or more. If you have any questions regarding winter parking restrictions, please contact the Glendale Heights Police Department's non-emergency number at 630-260-6070.
So it is going to snow again?
No.
Correct answer.
Thank you. Human Resources Manager Peter Cahill.
The Village of Glendale Heights is hiring. We are currently seeking a full-time accountant, a full-time director of leisure services, a golf starter ranger, golf cart attendant, seasonal laborers at the golf club, and interns for our public works department. Looking for a summer opportunity? Stop by the Sports Hub on March 7th and April 11th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. for our summer job fair, featuring a variety of positions at the Sports Hub and the Aquatic Center. Join a team of dedicated professionals building lasting friendships and give back to the Glendale Heights community. Learn more and apply at www.glendaleheights.org.
Thank you. Purchasing Agent Darcy Garza.
Thank you, Mayor. The Glendale Heights Police Department is once again supporting the athletes of the Special Olympics Illinois through the annual Polar Plunge. Show support to our officers and to the athletes of the Special Olympics Illinois by donating to their causes or stop by the dunk tank at the Village Hall on Friday, March 20th, starting at noon. In order to donate, please visit the Village website at www.glendaleheights.org. If you have any questions or you would like to make a donation, please contact the Glendale Heights Police Department's non-emergency phone number at 630-260-6070.
Thank you. Finance Director Andrea Cravens.
Thank you, Mayor. Senior citizens age 65 or better are encouraged to apply for the Senior Citizen Utility Tax Grant Program, formerly known as the Senior Citizen Utility Rebate Program. Qualifying applicants will receive a $75 check as part of this program if they meet the following guidelines. Age 65 or better, on or before December 31st, 2025, or have a spouse who is age 65, lived in Glendale Heights for all of 2025 as either an owner or renter, have earned no more than $45,000 of gross income during 2025, and have utilities billed and paid in their name. Applications are being accepted now through April 30th. If you have any questions, please contact the Linda Jackson Center for Senior Citizens at 630-260-6050 or the Finance Department at 630-260-6000.
Thank you. Moving on to public discussion of agenda items. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address this board on an agenda item only? You have the consent agenda before you. Would village administrator? Oh,
Mayor, number
yep, you're
three.
right. Sorry, it was skipped a part. Lo siento. Okay, moving on to our Citizen Special Recognition Award. I would like to invite Chief to tell us more.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Village Board, for allowing me this opportunity to acknowledge the heroic act performed by a couple of good Samaritans. We believe it's important to recognize extraordinary feats by the members of our community. And in January, a couple of patrons at our sports hub went above and beyond to assist a person in need. Tonight, we'll be acknowledging the heroic and selfless acts of Joby Stevens and Martin Thomas. I ask that Joby and Martin please come forward. On January 27th, at approximately 10 p.m., officers and fire personnel responded to the sports hub for a person in cardiac arrest. Harris Effendi had collapsed while playing soccer and went into cardiac arrest. Joby Stevens, another soccer player, saw Harris collapse. Joby immediately began rendering medical assistance to the unresponsive Harris. Joby performed life-saving measures by performing CPR. Martin continued these chest compressions while Joby attached the AED to Harris. Joby administered a shock from the AED and continued with the chest compressions. Joby and Martin revived Harris, and he was awake and breathing upon the arrival of the emergency personnel. This life-saving measure was captured on surveillance footage. I ask that you draw your attention to the screen.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible.
As you saw, the quick and decisive actions by Joby and Martin helped preserve the life of a total stranger. These selfless and heroic actions are the hallmark of a member of our community's concern and empathy for another, the commitment to assist a fellow citizen, and all that encompasses humanity. For their heroic actions and outstanding acts of heroism, we'll be presenting Joby and Martin with our Citizen Special Recognition Award. Harris is here to assist in presenting these awards.
I have a quick question. Do you have the CPR training or, okay, you get that, great. Thanks.
Would you guys like to say something?
You wanna say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for the Glendale Heights mayor and the team here. Also, I want to say thank you, God. Thanks to all the mighty God that He made us to be here. Actually, He provided all the education. I'm a registered nurse working at UIC and Loyola. So all the training that I got from the hospital, Elmhurst, and my previous jobs that I'm able to perform what I know. But I'm happy that Harris is here, that able to stay with his family and his friends. And I'm glad that we are there and also helping in that situation. It's all above me. It's all glory go to the God. So thank you.
Thank you.
First of all, I just want to say thank you to Mayor and Glendale Heights. Thank you, God. We were just there to help him and hope that he's okay. And I also work in the medical field. I work at Jesse Brown VA Hospital. Above all, I'm just happy that he's okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Bismillah, assalamu alaikum. I don't have the words to thank everyone, especially Joby and Martin. I didn't see it coming. I felt myself that I was completely healthy and, I take care of myself, but things happen. And I'm telling everyone among my friends and family to take care of themselves, watch out for themselves and their families. And I'm just very thankful for also Glendale Heights for putting the AED machine there. If it wasn't there and these guys weren't there, I'll be gone. I'm really happy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me another chance and put these guys as angels who were there to help me out. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's such a powerful reminder of the humanity of who we are, and on behalf of the board, thank you, gentlemen, for being there, and so thankful for how this story ended. So thank you.
Mayor, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. Only 25% of the population knows how to do CPR. DuPage County Health Coalition offers a free program for anybody to learn how to do CPR. It's called Everyday Hero. I think it's an awesome venue or an avenue for people to take to learn how to do CPR. This is awesome. They saved a life. They saved a family. We need more people like that. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. I would now like to invite Finance Director Andrea Cravens to join us as we review the presentation of the 2025 Annual Comprehensive Financial Report by Christine Torres of Crow LLP.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Very tough act to follow, but well done. It's my privilege to introduce Christine Torres, partner at Crow, who will be sharing the results of our annual financial audit. Christine is a well-known leader in the government financial auditing world and has decades of audit experience. Christine's firm, Crow, is one of the nation's top 10 auditing firms. The village had another solid financial year. Prudent financial management under the leadership of Doug and department heads and their managers have resulted in the village's general fund growing $3.1 million. The village has a very healthy cash balance. The general fund has increased its reserves from 9 months to 10 months, and the village is in its best financial position in well over 20 years. This audit year was particularly difficult. I've experienced in my 22 years in government finance. My department had the unexpected retirement of our former finance director at the beginning of the audit. My AP clerk retired. The deputy finance director position, which was my old position, which is normally responsible for the day-to-day operations and the audit, was vacant until the end of the audit. And I had an accountant who has ended up on long-term leave. To add to this, we went live with a new software system. And if anyone's ever implemented a new software system before, you know that it commands upwards of 60-70% of your time. And we're not done. But my amazing, dedicated team kept things running. But our work is backlogged, particularly in performing bank reconciliations, which is a part of our internal control structure that the auditors test. So since I did not have someone to do the bank recs, I did them, and I was about 4 months behind. I also didn't have anyone to review my bank recs until around October. So because it took longer than the normal 30 days to finish and reconcile and have my bank recs approved, there will be a material weakness noted in our audit of internal controls, and Christine will point that out to you tonight. The last time the village had a material weakness like this was around 2012, 2013. Same situation, we didn't have a deputy finance director. But I can tell you we're still backlogged, and we've hired a temp who started last week. It was absolutely fantastic. My accounts payable clerk has stepped up to the call and is working overtime, and my team just has an all-hands-on-deck approach to getting us current. It's going to take about 4 months to get caught up and stay current, but I want to ensure you that we have controls and processes in place to monitor banking activity despite the delay in the bank rec. Susan, Marie, and I log into the bank daily to validate all transactions going in and out of the bank, and we also have controls in place like positive pay. For those of you who don't know what positive pay is, it's when we send a file to the bank saying you're authorized to pay these checks and these individuals. When those individuals go to present their payment at their bank, they check it against our bank's records. If it matches perfectly, they go ahead and pay it. If something's amiss, they contact us, they alert us, and we have to research it and tell them to either reject it or pay it. So to sum it all up, what finance has reported has been audited to be accurate and true. We've got a mountain of work to do, but we've activated a solid plan with a solid team. And we're continuing to maintain our tight, duplicative control over our bank accounts. So before I hand it over to Christine, does anyone have any questions for me? Okay. Before you, you have Christine's presentation. And welcome, Christine.
Thank you. I am here today to sum up the audit and give a brief recap of where we've been over the past year. So I will talk about the audit overview, follow up with a financial statement review and the audit results, as well as go over some required communications to this board. Not of that, okay. So the audit is a process that takes longer than, unfortunately, just a month or a week to get through. We start back right at year end where we talk to management about what has happened throughout the past year. We gain an understanding of all the different things that have occurred, and from that, we build our audit plan. We then come out after year end when all the books have been closed and all the accounts reconciled by your finance department, and we check all of the work that they have done. So we go through, we make sure we understand the cash, we make sure we understand all of the different accounts, and that everything is fully supported in that process. As we go through this, we're also assessing the control environment, which means, do you have the right checks and balances in place, and are they happening timely, so that if there was an error or a mistake, that it's caught quickly and fixed immediately. After that, we take all of that information and prepare the financial statements and put together the final numbers for the report for the fiscal year. I'm happy to say that as we went through this process and verified the amounts that management put together in the financial statements, we come to a conclusion of our auditor's opinion. And the auditor's opinion is going to say that you have an unmodified or clean audit opinion, which means there's no errors, no mistakes that are material within those financial statements. That's the best audit opinion that you can get. And I'm happy to say that as we went through this process and we were going through the amounts, we had no significant items to bring to correction for the village. Everything was appropriate, well organized, and put together for us as we went through that. When you get the financial statements, I highly recommend that in the report, in the beginning of that financial statement is a section called Management's Discussion and Analysis. And you'll see when you get the report, it is 160, 180 pages long, and it can be a little bit overwhelming if you don't live in the finance community. But that management's discussion and analysis at the beginning is an excellent overview of everything that's in that report. It talks high level about the amounts. It gives an analysis of changes year over year as well as changes to budget. So highly recommend taking a look at that section of the area. One thing that you'll notice is the front couple of statements, the government-wide statements, are a little bit different from what you're used to seeing on a monthly basis. And that's because they take into account things that don't normally get reported, which is your capital asset balances, your long-term debt, net pension liabilities. All of these are done once a year for the annual financial statement report and not something that's updated monthly throughout the year. The fund statements follow that, and that's really where you'll see activity that you're much more used to seeing with the regular revenues and expenses and budget to actuals. I just want to echo what Andrea said about your general account, your fund balance. The general account is where the majority of your activity is recorded. It's where all the day-to-day items are occurring, the majority of the activities of the village. And in that account, you had very good results this year and a strong performance. You did increase, as she mentioned, your fund balance from just over 9.3 months to 10 months of expenditures. So you are above your policy where you have set a minimum threshold. And that's really one of the key things that we look at when we're trying to understand if you're in good standing, have the ability to pay your bills timely, and meet all your required items. As Andrea mentioned, we do take a look at those internal controls, and as we went through that, we did have the one material weakness, which means that if something is not caught, it could be material in a timely manner. So that would be the review of the bank recs and the bank recs being completed in a timely basis. In addition to that, you had enough federal money expended this fiscal year that we also did an audit on your federal funds. And based on requirements from the federal government, they identify which grants we should be looking at as we go through this process. We did look at one grant this year, which was the largest out of all your federal funds, and it was the Illinois EPA loan grant. So we go through to make sure that you are spending the money in requirements of the loan, the grant agreement, and following all the required objectives. As we went through this process, we had no findings related to that compliance. We had no issues with how any of the dollars were spent and the controls that were in place to monitor the progress of that grant and to make sure things were happening appropriately. I did want to mention that the coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery ARPA funds were fully expended in this fiscal year. So that went over a couple of years time period, but this was the year that they were fully expended and are now complete. One other report that we issue is on your tax increment financing districts. We take a look to make sure all of your expenditures are meeting the requirements by statute and your redevelopment agreements. And here again, we had no issues with compliance and found everything to be in line with what it should be. As we went through, most of the numbers from last year to this year are comparable. We only had one auditing standard that we implemented, GASB 101. That's the board that determines how the financial statement should be in place, and this related to compensated absences. And compensated absences would be time that people have earned to take off. So sick time, vacation time, any sort of time on that. And what it does is it's changed slightly how you look at what's accrued and how you determine your current and long-term portion. Previously, when time was accrued, it was the amount that was going to be paid when people left the village. The new standard says you have to take into account the time that people will also likely use before they leave. So this is a new estimate as we go through to understand what people will use as well as what they'll get paid. So your finance department had to create some new reports this year to understand, also to put this into play, what people are using on an annual basis. What part should be current, what part should be long-term. And this is something new that was put into place and new reports and new understanding. And it's a little more complex because you have more than one employee group that has different outlines of vacation and sick time. So it's going through and understanding all the different iterations of what can be used and accrued and paid out. However, I'm happy to say that as we went through that process, it was very similar to the total liability you had before. So there was not a huge impact on your balance sheet for that. So there was no restatement. We were able to run any changes through the current fiscal year. One of the best pieces of news is when we take a look at the items that were outlined for your financial statements, is we had no corrected misstatements. And what does that mean? What that means is as we went through, there were no adjustments or items that we asked management to change within their trial balance, within how they record things. And that's really a great sign. That means that there were no errors and everything was properly recorded when we came out and we were able to just go through the auditing. There was one waived adjustment, and what does that mean? That means it's something that we looked at and decided was not material to your financial statements as a whole, and we're gonna pass on making that adjustment. And this adjustment is something that most of the municipalities in the area have. Your pension plan releases two sets of information, one on a preliminary basis and one on a final basis. And we use the preliminary basis to create the financial statements to keep things moving along. And then when the final comes out, we do a comparison, and there's a slight difference. All of that will get adjusted in the next fiscal year, and a new comparison will be done then. So nothing that you can control at your end. You can't control when pension plans release information, how they release information, or in what format. So it is something that we look at just to make sure things are materially correct, but don't feel like you need to adjust anything within your statements for that. And really, I just want to finish up with knowing that it was a challenging year with turnover, with implementations of systems, with people getting used to new roles, I still feel like your management and your department's heads and all your departments really gave all they could to the audit. They were very forthcoming with information. They would always give us a realistic timeline on what they could get to us and by when, and very cooperative. So we had no disagreements, no areas where we were ever concerned with people holding back or not giving us what we need. And really, that shows in your financial statements with no major changes by us and good statements in the end in a healthy position. So just want to say thank you to everybody to help move us through the audit and get to the place where we are now.
Wonderful. Great news. Thank you so much. Board, any questions?
I just have one.
Slate?
Christine, what's our credit rating sitting at? Would you know that offhand?
I believe it's AA2.
I was going to say AA, so
Okay.
that sounds right
That's
to me.
fantastic.
Trustee Meritato?
How does that new report for employees, how does that affect us?
Luckily for you, it doesn't really affect your numbers that were reported because it was very similar to how you were recording in the past. What it does though is the reports, you're talking about the new GASB?
Yes.
Okay. So what it does now is it sets up a standard that we'll have to then implement and update next year as well. So working with finance and HR to get that information is something that we'll be doing on an ongoing basis. And we really use this year to learn and understand in detail, in depth, all the different ways that time is used.
Okay, thank you.
I do have a question. So for the pension, we have the preliminary versus final. Preliminary is probably done now, and then the final, I take it as whatever had happened through the year, we're comparing, and then we have to include that in the next year for the difference, if it's a positive or negative?
So the next financial statements that IMRF comes out with will be in about a year, and that's going to include the final revision, so we don't have to recalculate or restate our beginning balance again. So.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And I had one question. Is a waived adjustment the same as an uncorrected misstatement? Yes, it is. Thank you. And board, I had asked that just because some of this language is new for some of us, that there's the last page of your packet includes some definitions. So as you roll through again in a second review of this audit, and then before you get your big gift of 180 pages, there is some additional information here to help guide us and keep us wheels on the bus reading through it.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well done, Christine.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you to you as well and your team for being able to get through all this. That was a lot that was taking place, and you guys came through, so congrats.
It was my team.
That's
Thank
great.
you. Thank you. Moving on to public discussion of agenda items. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address this board on an agenda item only? You have the consent agenda before you. Would Village Administrator Doug Flint please read the consent agenda?
Thank you, Mayor. 1, approval of the regular board meeting minutes of February 5th, 2026. 2, approval of the committee of the whole meeting minutes of February 5th, 2026. 3, approval of the February 13th, 2026 payroll and accounts payable listing of February 19th, 2026. Total amount not to exceed $3,164,491.39. 4, resolution ratifying the execution of a grant application with National Association of Realtors and Main Street Realtors for the Bee Pollinator Garden to be located at 2090 Bloomingdale Road in the village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. 5, resolution to approve the refund of overpayments of wastewater treatment plant surcharge fees to Clyde's Donuts. 6, a resolution to authorize the execution of agreement for professional engineering services with Trotter Associates for risk and resilience assessment and emergency response plan recertification assistance. 7, a resolution authorizing the issuance of a notice of award and authorizing the execution of a contract for the Armitage Creek Stream Restoration Project, Regions 13 and 14, in the village of Glendale Heights. 8 is approval of consent.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Trustee Schmidt?
I move that the board approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Viacon. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Consent agenda is approved. Old business, there is none. New business. A motion to waive first reading on new business items 2 through 4. Is there a motion to waive first reading on new business items 2 through 4?
So moved.
Thank you, trustee Siddiqui.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Matrasco. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
The motion to waive first reading on new business items 2 through 4 is approved. Item 2, an ordinance reserving and authorizing the transfer of volume cap in connection with private activity bond issues and related matters. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2026-11. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-11? Trustee Schmidt?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Matrasco. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Trustee Meritato?
You call me Francesco?
I was. Sorry.
You look
I caught myself.
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-11 is approved. Item 3. They look like twins.
I know.
An
They
ord-
am.
No comment.
Well, that's not nice.
And we're back. An ordinance to waive bid and accept the proposal of Polydyne, Inc. and authorize the execution of a notice of award purchase order for the purchase of polymer for use at the wastewater treatment plant. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2026-12. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-12?
Still move.
Thank you, trustee Viacon.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Schmidt. Any discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-12 is approved. Item 4, an ordinance to amend Chapter 3 entitled Liquor Control of Title 4 entitled Business License Regulations of the Village Code of the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. Miscellaneous amendments. First reading is waived. This is ordinance 2026-13. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-13? Trustee Schmidt?
So moved.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
Thank you, trustee Meritato. Any discussion, board? Call
Yeah,
the- Oh,
Can
yes, ma'am.
I do have a question. What exactly are we amending in this? I was looking at it, but I wasn't understanding exactly
It's
what.
basically
there's-
housekeeping.
Yeah, well, it's all from the ordinance committee from January ordinance committee. There's amendments, 12 or 13 amendments to the code that were brought to the ordinance committee and approved at the ordinance committee, and then brought to the full board. The list is in the packet. I could go through the list if you wanted, but a lot of housekeeping language, a lot of updates with new statutes that were approved in 2026 at the state level that we update our code on for our own code to update to match the state. We added language to ensure that no business has a liquor license without a state and local liquor license. We added that amendment to it. We added language in to cover the new statute on
Delivery.
the delivery, that because now in under state statute, Uber Eats could deliver you a drink.
Yes.
And they must be Bassett certified.
They must be what certified?
Bassett certified to deliver the drink.
Got it.
We put language in there that the onus of ensuring that the driver is Bassett certified is on the business to protect the business, to make sure they're actually checking for certifications. We added language in there to cover the digital ID that is now allowed. And you can have a digital ID on your phone, driver's license. But it's only accepted for the purchase of alcohol if you have a Secretary of State authorized app or scanning device to make sure that the code you have on your phone is legitimate. So it was language like that to bring us up to date with the state statutes. And then one definition, the use of the term manager is used throughout the language of the code, and it's used in different forms throughout the code. And we've kind of defined in certain parts of the code the actual definition of a manager being in a store or being a manager within the corporate office of the corporation.
Got it. Thank you.
That's off the top of my head.
No,
Well
actually, I did read through and I thought maybe everybody else would want to know too, and it was good to have that detail.
Thank you. Any other discussion, board? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Matrasco?
Yes.
Trustee Viacon?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Siddiqui?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritano?
Yes.
Ordinance 2026-13 is approved. Public discussion of agenda items. Is there anyone in the public that would like to address this board on an agenda item only? Executive session, there is none. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Trustee Siddiqui. Thank you, Trustee Viacon. All in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned. Trustee Siddiqui, you have the committee of the whole.
Yes. I would like to call this committee of the whole meeting of Thursday, February 19, 2026 to order. Will the clerk please note who is present?
Noted.
Does anyone have any additions or deletions? Trustee Light?
Yes. Ordinance.
Ordinance, okay, anyone?
School.
School?
School.
School?
School.
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 Americana school. Okay.
School, okay.
What we have to do in through
Gabish.
12th grade. You've got one more.
Okay, yes,
CPR.
CPR, okay.
Are you gonna teach us?
Wow, you just blew that one. No.
Surprise, no.
Okay. Now we're gonna have a report or update, Glendale Lakes Golf Club Committee.
I do have a report.
Okay.
Yeah. From last Saturday to Wednesday, we had 484 golfers
Wow.
playing golf. We were sold out Sunday.
Amazing.
So,
That's amazing.
yeah, it was a nice hit for us at the golf course. If it stays like this, next week we'll do a lot better, hopefully. But, you know,
Don't jinx it.
can't count on it.
It's February.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, they're doing the Olympics while it's snowing, so.
So I got for that,
Okay, Historical Committee.
Yes, I do. Okay, I have here, I talked about this before. There was an art project that was done, was displayed at the library. I'll read this out. In conjunction with the 2025 exhibit of, I am terrible with this, so do not shoot me for this one. Hakusu and Yooki. Is that correct, David? You might know it better than me. Close enough, okay. Okay, it's called The Floating World. The College of DuPage, McMahon Art Center, and Clive Carney Museum have partnered with the Naperville artist Rich Lowe to create Yoko or Yooki style images showcased in many beautiful parts of the village and cities around DuPage County. They chose our historic house. We have up on the slide there, we have the piece of art. I also have one I can pass around and show everybody here. If you want to look at it later, it was displayed, and we have a large banner that was produced for it. It was a little bit big, so we thought it'd be better just to show the pictures out like this way. But this was honoring our historic house. And I thought I just wanted to share that with everybody. That was the artwork that we had talked about. I'll have a copy of that put in the historic house with the plaque explaining what it's all about also.
And this is an actual painting.
It's an actual digital print.
Okay.
Apparently, it's a digital print that this particular artist does. And he did a bunch of places in DuPage County. I get a list of them, but that's it.
So, who was the painter, like?
It was, Rich
What's that
Lowe.
guy's name
Don't-
again?
don't
Yeah,
make-
what's the
What's the
name?
name, please?
Rich Lowe. We're not going through all
Okay,
that.
so let me ask you a real question. Where are we putting the banner? Did you mention where we're
We're
putting
not too
it?
sure where to put the banner. It is a large banner. I mean, it would take up most of the dais here, so.
Is the banner the actual picture?
It's a picture with a description on it.
Cool.
It's really pretty neat, but it's just a large banner. So we'll put up a nice picture with a plaque underneath
Yeah,
it.
and maybe we can have it like a rotating art installment from the Sports Hub to the Civic Center.
It would be nice to travel.
Be in all of our spaces.
Yeah.
That's special.
What
would
about
be neat
in
to
our new
travel.
garden?
So
Pollinator.
this was part of the MAC, as part of COD's Hokusai and Ukiyo, Floating World Artwork Committee, the Chisone Collection. This art set ran from May 31st to September 21st of last year.
Cool.
Just to get a little background on it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Trustee Meritato?
Mike, can you tell me that guy's name again? So I can-
It's like you saying street sweeping, okay, Pat? It just doesn't work, okay? And then the only other thing I had was we will be back in next week to start on displays and new things for the historic house. So we're revving up for another year.
Okay,
You're still on the committees.
yes. Yep. Ordinance Committee.
The ordinance adopted this evening was the result of our January meeting. We will have another meeting on February 26th.
Okay, thank you.
We're working on that agenda now.
Okay. Parks and Recreation Committee?
No report. Keith, do we set a date for the next meeting?
We have not, we'll talk about it after, meeting today.
Okay, thank you.
Do we have an update on the park?
That will be what will be at the meeting.
The next
that will-
meeting?
yeah.
Okay, okay.
I just need to
didn't know
get
if
a
we-
date from the two of you.
Gotcha, okay.
Okay, Property Enhancement Committee.
I don't have an update yet, but we do have our next meeting this Wednesday.
Okay. Senior Citizens Advisory Committee.
Next meeting will be on the 25th of February.
Okay, thank you. And now finally, Capital Vision Committee. So yes, I do have an update. We met and we discussed and reviewed the current capital infrastructure replacement strategy, which includes our road programs, sidewalk, water main. We also discuss and review the metrics of our priority of our metrics for the upcoming projects. So our next meeting will be on March 23rd of this year. Hope residents will join us. That's all I have. Thank you. Okay, so now, all right, Trustee Light.
Okay.
Ordinance.
This also has to do with the historic house. I had an independent film producer who wanted to do a movie using the historic house. It's just a small independent film producer. Apparently it's a character-driven, inspired around a mysterious house that has unsettling events that tie to the past. So I want to protect the village. So I know there was an ordinance that was put together once before to go through this. I don't know if this is something that's necessary, that we have to put it forward. I know it was done in 2022, but it was never brought to the ordinance committee. I think it just died there.
Is this to use our historic house to film?
To film, yes. It was, the ordinance was 6/13/2022.
We've actually had that happen a lot, not at the historic house, but here within the building.
Okay.
We have some documents for them to fill out, but really nothing more formal than that.
Because I want to make sure that we have a policy in place and we follow
We
that policy.
do. We have forms for them to fill out, mainly liability forms to fill out. But unless the board has some objection to the historic house being used in a film,
No, it would be just if it kept it in good light and it had
Yeah.
shine, nothing terrible on it.
Well, we had many films, honestly, use our interior spaces here for short films and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'd be interested to just kind of hear more, trustee, in terms of like how long would they be using it? What would
6
the
days.
scope be, and then ultimately, this is my first experience hearing about it, so I'd like to take a look at those forms and just understand the language, and ultimately, I think it's a cool opportunity. I would just
Sure.
like to learn a little bit more.
So, where will we be able to see this movie? Is this something
I
I
have
don't
no
know, they've got
idea.
this.
I have no idea. I don't think it'd be at the local movie house or anything like that. So I have no idea. I wish it would. That'd
Yeah.
be great. I mean, if Spielberg was there, I'd be all in. But I don't think so. It's a small crew, a few days that they said they would film. Respect the house itself, no damage. And they're on a very low budget, so if they're probably looking for investors, I can send them your way then.
Oh, no,
Well, it
I'm
sounds
not
like-
looking for that. I was looking for, when are we gonna see it, or is this gonna be, like, they have I think they have that one day where everybody can bring those small movies in for them to review and see if this is the next big hit.
So
Is
it
that
doesn't
what
sound
this is
like-
gonna be?
It doesn't sound like they'd be shutting down the street there.
No,
or
no,
trying to
no,
keep
no,
businesses.
inside.
So, we've had independent small film companies approach us before about filming on village properties and so on. I think the reason this came up in 2021, 2022 is that there was an Amazon film, I believe, that was filmed in town, that was aired on Amazon, and they just required, I think, police presence and public works for some short street closures, road closures.
Well, they were filming at the old convenience store, so we had to shut
Yeah.
down and stuff.
Right.
We've had other independent films within the Civic Center.
Okay.
So we'll be protected then
Yeah.
if we can let them know just
We'll draw up a contract
Yes.
and spell out everything, right, and make everything copacetic.
Okay, because then I can contact them back and get some ideas.
So I think I know what Pat is gonna ask.
Go ahead. Am I gonna be in it?
Yeah, I think they wanna be extras, I think that's what I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, are you?
You did say it was a horror film.
What are they gonna do?
It is kind of a mysterious film of
What are they gonna
past.
do with the film, Mike?
What's that?
I mean, what are they gonna do with it after they film? What are they gonna?
I do not know.
David's gonna show it on our screen.
I mean,
So-
he's doing
Not
it
an hour
just, he's
film.
doing it
So
just
the most
for us?
recent one.
No, he's doing it for himself. It's a production.
So you are not starring in that movie?
No. No.
Oh, I thought maybe
I have
you
a
are
face.
hero.
I have a face for radio. Okay.
All right.
So
What were you saying, David?
I would say the most recent one, they did do a movie premiere at the Prairie Arts Center, I believe, in Schaumburg, but it was just a small movie premiere that was, I think, an hour-long movie. They submitted to a couple awards as independent filmmakers, but that's about it.
Okay.
Are they from our town?
I
Are they from here?
No.
No.
I want to say it was Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of time we get like film students too, who want to use the spaces or.
And that was the point behind us putting together something, we discussed it within the committee to make sure we have the availability to take photographs in there and people do photo shoots or small films for high school students, in order to do that. This is just the first time I was brought, somebody that said they wanted to produce a movie with different people in there, and I wanna make sure we were protected, and it sounds like we got enough. Perfect.
Okay. Pat, your turn.
George, the school traffic on President Street, I'm telling you, I had enough. Because these people, the residents are driving me nuts, but you know what, they're absolutely right. I mean, they can't get out of the driveways. I talked to the guy Saturday there, and he told me he almost had a fight with somebody picking up their kid because he couldn't get out of his driveway to go to work. And the guy tells him, well, it's only gonna be 5 minutes. He tells the guy. So I guess they went back and forth, and, I mean, we gotta do something there, George. I mean, this has been going on for 5 years.
Ultimately, it's gonna have to be something that we do in conjunction with the school, and I know trustee Biacon is part of the school district, he'll tell you, they need more space for a drive in that back area, and that's something that we'll probably have to do in conjunction with them, so they can have the drop off and pick up. The problem with both President and Fullerton, either way, you're gonna jam up traffic. So somehow we have to get the cars off the roadway. And the only way to do that is trying to use the land that is at Americana Park and Americana School to have a drive there. We talked to the superintendent last year about doing something like this, and I think that's something we need to move forward with.
I mean, I know he keeps on telling us, but I mean, this has been going on for about 5 years now. And I go there every day and I watch it, and I was speaking to the crossing guard, and you know.
With the current infrastructure, with the roadways and the way everything's built, there's no way to fix it. We need to have something that alleviates that traffic, yeah. You have to get it off of there. Some of the other school districts, or schools have done something similar to that. And ultimately, we're gonna have to do that. We just have to work with the school district and figure out how we can put an access road in that.
I mean, when we, in a couple of years, when we do President Street, what are they gonna do then?
Right.
Well, we'll have to do it during summer, so that the kids can't be out
Ask him
playing.
what he's gonna do when we start turning up that street in a couple of years. What's gonna happen? How they gonna get in and out of there?
So didn't they just do the access for the 6th, 7th, and 8th? Are they trying to do the same thing then?
That would be the
At
best.
Americana?
Yes, that would be the best, because the same thing. You're right. The same thing happened at
Yeah.
Glenside Middle. Same thing happened at Hall School. They're just options to do it, but you just have to take the opportunity of the land that's there and have the parking or the access roads behind them.
John, don't you have any clout?
Get 'em.
I can talk to for sure the superintendent, but I do want you guys know that we did actually improve that area. That there is a parking loop that we've made. It used to only be a playground there, so that part of that actually has expedited more of that traffic. Now I don't know the rules regarding Fullerton, but you know for sure me and Chief can talk to Dr. Williams regarding it.
I don't know, something's gotta be done, I don't know what, but, I mean, the original plan is, he said it was gonna be, take the pressure off of Stevenson to make us happy, because I had nothing but people calling on Stevenson. He said, don't worry about it, we're gonna fix this problem, and now he put the problem on President Street.
It just moved it, yeah. I
He
think-
just moved it from one block
Yeah, from Fullerton to President, yeah.
to Fulton.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
we'll figure it out. We'll work with them, and like I said, it has to be a joint partnership to get it done.
Okay. All right, Trustee Beckham.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we saw this evening, CPR is very important. And as the chief mentioned, 24%. That's just a quarter of the people in DuPage know how to do this. You know, for me, I'm very fortunate because I'm a nurse. I get trained to do CPR. And I'm telling you, it matters with just seconds to minutes of saving a life. And we saw that tonight. So I'm looking to collaborate with some organizations to try to bring that number up, Chief, for our community, for the teens, for the seniors, and just for everybody here for Glendale Heights. So wait for that, and I'll hopefully I get to work on it very soon, and you guys can get the information for signups. That's all I have.
So can we do something like in our village where we can give the training and?
Yeah, so,
The fire department.
Peter Cahill is currently working, so more of our staff on the village are trained with CPR first aid. The police department all is just because of the nature of our job. A lot of the public works guys are too. We're trying to get everybody so that they can do it. In case there's ever emergency here at the village, that we can handle that sort of situation. And I know Peter, that's one of Peter's goals, to get that done.
Yeah, we did training in 2025 or 2025 about a year ago. We did training a lot of people, but we also wanted to do even more, especially our part-timers who we don't always think about. So we have people on the police department who are certified to train. We also have rec staff who are certified to train. So one of the things that we're going to get done this year is make sure that, especially all the staff that are at Sports Hub are all trained so that they know what to do. So there's no issues there, and we're going to get that done.
In addition, like for Citizen Police Academy, they get the training there, so, yeah.
As the unit went to the Glenside Fire Department. And I believe they run regular classes in there every, like 2 or 3 months and open to the public. And I don't know how well they're attended, but maybe we can do something to promote their classes, raise awareness.
Yeah, we can do that, and I know David's gonna put the Everyday Hero one on our webpage, social media too, so we can get that out there. And like Trustee Dancon said, the more people that know how to do it, the better we are in Glendale Heights.
All I can remember is staying alive.
That's it.
What song is that? I've never heard that song before.
There's a whole bunch now that just stay alive and they want.
That's the song you sing when you're,
While you're
doing
compressing.
the chest compression.
I never heard the song. No, I'm joking.
Alrighty, is there anyone in the public who would like to make any comments?
I am Martika Francis King, resident and counselor. I have had CPR training many times when I was counseling at Kenneth Young Center. And today I'm actually focused on something that hasn't been brought up, but I think may be important to some people. I'm not really sure who. But there is a primary, an election in Glendale Heights on March 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day. And so what we're going for, and I've been trying to get information, it's pretty confusing, it's challenging actually, to get the truth about the Democratic and the Republican sides of the election. But anyway, it's about the U.S. Senator, very important to some people. And I encourage everyone to really try and understand, because a few things here, and also the governor, many know Pritzker. I'm not going to talk about that. Pray, I do. There's also comptroller, this is Illinois, state of Illinois. This is important for all the Glendale Heights citizens, well, maybe not all, but anyway. And treasurer, I'm clueless. So what I was thinking, in terms of what we need in terms of fair elections in this state and in this country is voter ID. So I would request of illegal aliens in our state, in our town, I'll focus on our town, please do not vote in our American election. It is not right. Also Rebecca, our very good leader, God bless you. And I want to say, I checked out, I understand we have at the hub, there's, you know Keith, right? There's 2 weeks prior, March 2nd, March 17th. Now it's upstairs, back room, and that's not really very good for seniors, the disabled. And I was wondering, Rebecca, if perhaps you folks could work it out, a better location for more convenience. I understand, I was told that there's different things that are going on at that time, but in preference to something important to the town. Comment?
Just so that you know, they requested that location.
Who?
The Board of Election.
So that's DuPage County?
That is DuPage County. We
Okay.
had them downstairs on the first floor. They did not like the location. They requested that location.
That's something I hope people may address in this, Rebecca, Doug, all of people can address DuPage County, things that are maybe not.
I'll call them, Tika.
Thank you, Kim, thank you. And that would be good. So that was basically what I had to say. So God bless you, your patience is unbelievable, all of you. God bless you, thank you.
Thank you, Tika.
Thank you. All right, thank
And
you.
I actually learned, Tika, I learned something new about the upcoming election, which just shows that you're never too old to learn something new. I learned that if you're going to turn 18 by the general election, you can vote in the primary. So if someone's 17 and turns 18 before the general election, they can participate in the primary election. So for all of our...
The important thing is that they understand the Constitution.
Well, sure, but I guess the message here is that for any students at home who are watching, for our teachers and the people in our community who have young people at home, if you have a 17-year-old who will be 18 before the general, they can participate in the upcoming primary. So thank you, Tika.
Educate them accordingly in terms of discerning truth from falseness, in terms of discerning, you know.
Thank you.
All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Anyone else?
Anyone? No, I don't. So, motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.